Hi, welcome back. I am now going to show you how to create emotional connection through using half-true stories and things of your own experience to enrich the experience of your character. So I'm going to use a script that I really like. It's a script called The Edge of 17. And it's a wonderful movie about a teenage girl who's sort of coming of age. It's lovely. And the writing is really funny, and I quite like it. The character is a Nadine Rostami, and she's 16, skinny, self-conscious, a face that hasn't quite grown into her nose. All of that physical description of her is really just to tell you that Nadine is not quite grown into herself yet. So the character doesn't really have to look like that, and the young woman who played her really doesn't. But let's get to the life experience, to your life experience to create stories and create emotion. So in this story, Nadine's best friend has started to date her brother, which gives her a lot of insecurity. She wonders if her friend has ever really cared for her at all. So she decides to take every present that person has ever given her to this really disgusting pond and throw all of those things into the pond. So what I'm using as my example here is the story around the presents and the pictures and this Canada sweatshirt from Canada that she's throwing into the pond. There's a lot of other really interesting visual stuff, but this stuff is less interesting, and so it requires you to make your own connection to it. So the birthday presents, the pictures, the Canada sweatshirt all need a story. The birthday present, I immediately thought of this, bugs in resin. Why? I don't know. I happen to like them. So these little bugs in resin were a gift that I imagined Nadine's friend gave to her every birthday, and a little card wrote, "I hope this doesn't bug you." And every year she got a different bug, and it was a little funny joke between them, and it's something from my life that I think is interesting, so it worked. For me, you will find your own things. And then for the pictures, I thought maybe whenever they saw a bug going on the theme, they would get a selfie for the bug, and then they'd print those selfies and they would put them on their walls, and it was something that bonded them together, and it was a beautiful thing between the two of them. So now there were two stories for those images for every birthday present, all our pictures, and then the Canada sweatshirt, "You got me from Canada." Well, that's a really interesting little piece there. First, there's something that you should know about repetition. When you repeat a word close together, the second one is usually the emphasized word. So that Canada sweatshirt, "You got me from Canada," would be the emphasis. So the Canada sweatshirt, let's talk about that. Let's say Nadine's friend went to Canada on a band trip with her brother, and that's where the two of them hooked up. So now this Canada sweatshirt is poisoned. This evil Canada sweatshirt. I know, how could Canada be evil? That's where I'm from. It's a beautiful place, but the memory is now poisoned for her. So there's a meaning behind it. There's a story behind it. And that makes all of the dialogue have more emotional connection for you. So every birthday present, all our pictures, that Canada sweatshirt, "You got me from Canada," they all have meaning behind them now. That's what making a story that's partially true does for you when you work on scripts. So you really want to, I love this little function here from PDFs that you can look at the dialogue and let it pop out for you. And where it pops out, that's where you would stop. So the squirrel story, again, that's something that you can create a story around. There's a dead squirrel in the pond, and that to me is very funny. So I would have some humor on it. You might not feel the same way about dead squirrels, but it amused me. So that's the end of the story about how to create emotional connection by creating half-true stories. That's a wrap. On to the next lesson. I hope you enjoy this, and I'll see you soon.